Hi guys, because we're at the end of the year, I thought it would be good to do a video just reviewing my sort of 2020 goals, what I've managed to achieve, and then talk to you a little bit about the goals that I'm setting for 2021, just to sort of hold myself a little bit more accountable and maybe give you some ideas as well for the kinds of goals that you might want to set. So if we start off with 2020, what I'll do is I'll sort of take you through the goals that I've managed to achieve and then the ones that I haven't, and then we'll go into 2021. So first of all, business goals. So I had a goal in mind that I wanted to do YouTube properly and I wanted to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And I managed to hit that in June, which was just mind-blowing. I still can't believe it. And you know, I wanted to monetize in 2021, and again, the fact I managed to do that in August has been absolutely mind-blowing, and it just shows you that if you really put your mind to something, you can do it. The second sort of business related goal that I had was to have another source of online income, and although it's not necessarily passive, I've managed to start teaching English online, and that's been bringing me not a great amount of income at the moment, but a pretty significant amount. I know that this isn't passive and that it relies on the amount of time that I put in, but actually establishing this as its own sort of business means that I'll be able to work for myself when I move to Poland. So that was kind of my main goal of trying to get this started this year, because, and I'll do a video about this separately, but when you first start, you can't really charge as much as you can later on. So I'm not charging a lot at the moment, you know, just to get the experience, the reviews and stuff like that. So whilst it's just a side hustle, it's not that bad that I'm not like making loads of money from it, but I'm just so grateful that I managed to sort of pass the TEFL course and start actually teaching and using the course as well. So in terms of finances, my biggest goal for this year, like completely since summer last year, was to become debt-free. And I posted on Instagram a few weeks ago, but I finally became debt-free this month. So just in time for the new year. It's such a huge weight off of my shoulders. I just can't believe it. I had £36,000 of debt and I've managed to pay that off basically since like September last year, which has just been incredible. When I posted this on Instagram, I had a few people message me asking me to do a video about how I did it. I did a video about the first 25k, and essentially all the principles of that have just carried on. I just kept doing what I did in that video, and you know, yes, my income has increased, you know, through things like YouTube, but essentially all the principles in that video are the same. So if you are interested, I'd encourage you to check out that video. I also had a goal of saving and investing a decent amount of money. So I didn't have a goal in mind here, whereas, you know, with the debt, there was a specific, you know, pay off this amount of debt. With this, because I had so much debt, I didn't want to put a figure on this to pressure myself, because I wanted the majority of my money to go towards this debt payoff. But, you know, I just wanted to have a decent amount saved and invested, and I've managed to save just under £3,000 in cash, and I've got about £6,000 in total in all my investments. So I'm really pleased with that. Again, none of it would have been possible if I didn't have all my additional side hustles, and you know, I spent the majority of this year working, you know, so much above and beyond my day job. That's the only way I've managed to do it. Like, yes, I make a lot in my day job as well, but there's no way I would have been able to achieve all the debt payoffs and the saved money if it hadn't been for the extra jobs. So the final sort of financial goal that I had for this year was to start consistently making over £1,000 in passive income per month. I've managed to achieve this in the last quarter of this year, because for the last 4 months, I've consistently made between £1,300 and £2,000 a month extra on top of my job. So obviously if you watch all my passive inside income reports, you'll know this, but I'm still amazed, yeah. The one thing to mention, of course, is that that is all before tax. So whilst it's nice to say that I've made an extra £2,000 in 1 month, obviously that gets taxed for me at 40%. So I'm not making quite as much as that, but it is still an amazing amount of money to make as a side thing. In terms of goals that I haven't achieved this year, I really wanted to do more courses and read more books. and I've not managed to do either because I've been so busy on working on everything else, you know, my part-time jobs, my YouTube, my business, all that kind of stuff, that I've not had that much time to do those things, but I am going to make them a priority in 2021. And finally, obviously, you know, everyone's got a health and fitness goal, and I used to be really into health and fitness. I used to go to the gym 6 times a week for 2 hours a day, and I fell out of that at the start of last year. And so I had this goal in mind that this year I would really get back into it and focus on it. And it's not even a lack of time, because I would have made the time. You know, with everything that's happened, with all the gyms closing and everything like that, it had a huge impact. I'm not someone who enjoys working out from home, and I've not really been able to find all the equipment that I would like. And obviously living in a flat, I'm also conscious of sort of, you know, dropping weights, making noise, jumping around, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's get into 2021 goals, because that's probably a bit more interesting. So in terms of finances, I've actually put numbers on this now because obviously my debt goal is no longer there, so I wanted to have a nice big number in mind. So firstly, I would like to save £20,000 towards the build of my house. Now this will be funded mainly through my main job, my 9 to 5, plus some income through my side hustles. If I manage to do this, then hopefully at the end of next year I will be able to make substantial headway into actually building the house. And secondly, I would like to invest another £10,000 into the stock market. So this I'm hoping can be funded predominantly through my side hustle income, my passive income side hustles, all that kind of stuff. So that is basically a 30k goal for this year, which is a huge goal. But because I managed to pay off 25k of debt in 11 months, if you watched that video that I mentioned earlier, I'm kind of confident that I'll be able to do it if I really put my mind to it this year. In terms of business goals, I would love to hit 15,000 subscribers by the end of next year. So initially I had 10 in mind, but I figured 10k isn't like a stretch goal because it's 4,000 away from where I'm currently at. And obviously I managed to gain 6,000 in less than a year this year. So I figured some goals need to be a bit more stretching, and it will get me to work harder on making great content for you guys. So 15k is my goal by the end of next year. And I would also like to make £2,000 of passive income, well, £2,000 of side and passive income per month. So basically everything on top of my day job, I would like to make consistently over 2k per month. So I'm talking averages here. So if I make sort of 1,900 one month and 2,100 another month, that is fine. But essentially an extra 24k for next year. As I said, I pay 40% of tax, so that's not going to all go into my pockets, but it is an amazing amount of additional income to make. So I'm going to aim for that. And finally, on the business side, I'm going to aim to make 2 new digital products that I can sell on my Etsy store. My budget spreadsheet is really popular, and I have so many ideas about other things I can make that might be useful for you guys. So my aim is to make 2 new products, hopefully in the course of the year. In terms of my financial independence goals and, you know, the house build in Poland and stuff, I have 2 goals. The first is to have a firm date confirmed for the removal of the electricity pole. So if you've watched my previous videos, you will know all about this annoying pole on my land. So the aim for this year, hopefully the first half of the year, is to get an actual date in place, because I can't do anything on the land until they remove that pole. So once I have that date, I'm going to be able to have a bit more flexibility in terms of planning what I'm actually going to do. Secondly, I would like to get my project adapted and approved by the council. So basically like a permission to build my house from the council, which I can't do until I get an architect and planner to adapt my project for the land and all that kind of stuff. What I'm going to do is I'll make a vlog about it on my new vlog channel, telling you all the details I found out, which are insane, about the kinds of stuff I need to do before I start building. But those are my 2 main goals, because if I get those 2 things out of the way, hopefully in the next year, then it means I'll be able to start building in about 12 months time. I'm also obviously going to have health and fitness goals, so I would like to start exercising 4 times a week. I think my previous 6 days a week probably won't work with my current schedule, but I think 3 to 4 times a week is a good goal to have, and it'll get me back into shape, because the current world situation has got me really out of shape. So yes, that's the plan. So those have basically been my 2020 and my 2021 goals. Let me know what you think, and let me know what your goals are, and you know, we can try and keep each other accountable as well. So I would love to hear it, and maybe I'll take some inspiration from you guys as well for some extra goals to have. I love having goals. I love having things to strive for. It really makes me work harder. So yeah. Anyway, that's it from me for today, guys. I will see you in the next video, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful and happy new year. Bye.